With the way life has been lifing lately, I don't know what it is, I'ma always reach for them iPad games. Playing games on my iPad is for sure one of the ways I can relax after a super long week. Some of these games that I play have been with me since I was younger, and some of them I found through iPad Game Talk, of course. So I thought it'd be fun to share some of my favorite cozy and nostalgic games with you. Hey girl, hey, if you've never seen my face before, hi, my name is Isabel Antonia. If you have, welcome back, sister. Today I'm taking you through some of my favorite cozy and nostalgic iPad games. From childhood classics to honorable mentions, these are games I always 100% find myself going back to. So go ahead, grab that iPad, whatever iPad you got, it don't matter, because I promise you they work on all of them. Open that app store and continue watching. Let's get started. If you grew up in the mid to late 2000s, there's a good chance you already know about Papa Louie games or Papa's Gameria game. It's basically Papa Louie have these string of restaurants and something chaotic happens and he has to leave to go save the world or whatever the case is, and you're stuck running a restaurant. Whether you're making burgers, cupcakes, tacos, or freezer treats, these games were such a huge part of my childhood, and I know you was on cool math playing these games. Even now, they're still some of my favorite comfort games. They're relaxing, they're nostalgic, and somehow they never get old. If I'm looking for a game to help me unwind, one thing about me, I'm gonna clock in to Papa's whatever gameria. Next up is Bakery Story and Restaurant Story. I remember spending hours decorating my bakery and my restaurant, unlocking new recipes and trying to make everything look as cute as possible because hello, you running a business.
Maybe if you had a business that you were passionate about, then you would know what it takes to run a business, but you don't. So don't even act like you know what I'm talking about.
My earliest memory of when I used to play all the Storm 8 and Team Lava games was when my mom had the very first Kindle Fire that came out. I think this was probably like 2010, 2011. I downloaded all of the games and I put my childhood best friend onto it, and we used to play for hours. We would go to each other's house, we'll sit on the bed next to each other, and we'll literally just play the game on our tablet. She used to play on her phone because she had a phone. I didn't. I had a tablet. And we would just help each other upgrade restaurants. You can also add friends in the game to help with upgraded builds like stoves, ovens, drink machines, and you just request parts from them that you may need, or you can spend the money in the store to get more coins or more gems to buy the parts. But I rather just request it through my friends because that's a way for us to connect and communicate and all that extra stuff. Probably my all-time favorite story out of the whole Storm 8 Team Lava shebang was, in fact, Nightclub Story. Nightclub Story was this type of game where you had to run a nightclub, you had to make drinks, you had to decorate it real nice, make it real tea, and my all-time favorite feature of the game is you can play your own music in the club. One thing about them patrons, them club goers, them clubbers, are going to hop in and dance to any song you play, and I loved it. The one caveat I have with this game is everything is done in real time. So if you make a beverage, a meal, or whatever, if it's 8 hours, honey, it's 8 hours. The game was perfect for kids who were in school because if you put something in the stove or the oven at like 8 a.m. and then you leave to go to school for the day, it will be ready by the time you get home. However many hours it took to cook is however many hours it takes to spoil. Other than that, I love the games. I love Bakery Store. I love Restaurant Store. I just love it. It's just very, very nostalgic. If you've never played Good Coffee, Great Coffee, or Good Pizza, Great Pizza, I know your ass is lying because these games are wildly popular in the cozy iPad gaming genre. You basically run your own coffee shop or pizza shop. You do these random orders for different customers, and you will also get competition coming in now and again, testing your food, calling it trash or whatever, knowing damn well it's good because you ate it and you didn't throw it up like that one Gordon Ramsay meme. I love that every customer has a different order in both games, and it gets increasingly not hard but more challenging as the game goes on. And this is the type of game where you can actually lose track of time if you do keep the focus, which is good because you're putting your time to playing a cozy game that helps stimulate the mind instead of stimulating your mind on that phone. If you don't have Good Coffee, Great Coffee, or Good Pizza, Great Pizza, you need to download these immediately. Next is Pooh. If y'all come up in my comments and say, oh, I never remember Pooh or whatever, you're lying.
You are like Papa.
We used to say Pooh was a turd because it was a triangle, and you know, like turd emoji is a triangle but it's swirly. Pooh was basically a virtual pet that somehow became everyone's responsibility, including mine. You had to feed it, clean it, play mini games with it, make sure it was happy. I definitely was not the best Pooh parent. I used to overfeed it sometimes, so my Pooh would be fat, and sometimes I didn't have money to get the fat burner, so I was gonna have a fat Pooh until I had some money to get a fat burner. It was one of those games I could spend hours playing as a child because it was not really much to do except the mini games. You could play the games as long and as much as you want. That's the only part of the game where you could really get lost in it. But now that I'm a bit older and I have responsibilities, I wouldn't play Pooh as much, but it's just a nice game to go back to because it was nostalgic. And let me tell you about this game right here. Temple Run, specifically the original Temple Run. This game was a staple of my childhood, bro. Like, Temple Run was the very first mobile game I have ever in my life played on a mobile device. My older cousin had an iPod Touch 4th generation, and I actually own one. She had Temple Run on there, and I used to play on it so bad. And there was even a point where when I had my own devices, I did in fact unlock all of the characters, and this was when it was just Guy Dangerous, Scarlet Fox, Barry Bone, Montana Smith, Francisco Montoya, Karma Lee, and I think there was another one. I unlocked all of them. I unlocked all of the upgrades. Temple Run 2 came out, spin-offs came off like Temple Run Oz and Temple Run Brave. Was not really a fan. I really like Temple Run Brave, and I wish I can get it back. Temple Run is one of those games that just never gets old, and plus with the game center, you can challenge your friends to see who has the longest run. Next up is Airplane Chefs. If you enjoy fast-paced cooking and management games, I think you'll like this one. Instead of running a restaurant, you're serving passengers on a plane, so you have to be prepared to serve meals, drinks, basically all the baby big bags, all the adult big bags, and you have to keep everyone satisfied before the flight lands. It definitely gets more and more challenging as you progress. As you can see, I was kind of struggling, but that's what keeps me coming back. It's fast, it's fun, it's challenging, and it's one of my favorite games to play. Y'all, don't jump me for this one. Please don't jump me for this one, okay? So this one is actually not a game. This one is actually not a game. It's actually a McDonald's training simulator that they used to train their employees when they start working there. I found it really interesting because it gives you a behind the scenes look of kind of what like task repetition looks like and what processes the employees learn. And if you enjoy management style games, it's one of those random things I've discovered, but it was worth mentioning because it's such a odd but unique experience. Like, girl, why the hell do you have a McDonald's training simulator? Girl, why not? Next on my list is Delta Emulator. This is probably one of the biggest nostalgia trips of all on this list. If you grew up playing older console games like Nintendo DS, GameCube, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, all of those games, Delta Emulator is such a cool way to revisit those memories right from your iPad. I recently remembered that I had Delta downloaded, and it made me want to revisit some of the games that I used to enjoy playing growing up. Before I continue, I do want to mention I'm not showing anybody or explaining how to download the game files for Delta. I've seen people on YouTube get their videos taken down for doing any how-to videos, and I'm not trying to be next. I already got so many like potential earning warnings, so if I start getting monetized on YouTube, like they're not gonna basically pay me for those videos when it's time, when I get monetized. So I already took them down. If you want to indulge yourself in playing Delta Emulator and playing old Nintendo DS games and all that stuff, I suggest you search TikTok, because they show you exactly how to do it on TikTok, and TikTok don't get mad when you post how-to videos. Lastly, and this is my one and only honorable mention, I want to give an honorable mention to the GTA franchise on mobile. If you had brothers growing up, you guys already know what GTA is. Everybody know what GTA is. If you're older now and you play GTA roleplay on 5M, or you play GTA Online or just GTA 5, or if you pre-ordered GTA 6, I definitely did. Luckily, I had an older sister. She wasn't really a video game fiend. I got bit by the GTA bug at the ripe age of 11 years old. These games were such a huge part of many people's lives, and being able to play them on an iPad is honestly crazy, but not the best quality. At least the mobile ports of the game, which is like the 10th anniversary games, I don't really like quality. I don't like the mechanics, but I understand understand they had to condense it so be able to run on mobile. Sometimes you don't play a game because it's relaxing, you play because it takes you back to a certain time in your life. You can also connect your PlayStation, Xbox, or a third-party controller to your iPad by just going to the settings and Bluetooth and activating the controller by pressing the PlayStation and the share button until it starts flashing quickly. You click the DualShock wireless controller from your Bluetooth list and boom. And I can't wait for GTA 6 to come out, honestly. People are talking smack about it, saying, oh, that the game is X, Y, and Z, like there's no physical copy, because who the needs, like, it's a game code. Like, I'd rather have a game code than a physical disc. I think what I love most about these games is they each bring up a different memory. Whether it's a game I recently discovered or a game that I played growing up, I would love to know what cozy games that you play or just games in general, because I'm always down to try new games. That brings me to the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.